like an Italian drama.
But even inspired by Romeo and Juliet or
Yes,
The Bold
yes.
and the Beautiful, so something like this. Okay, I told you that the first family who lived in the castle was Abenavoli del Franco. It was a big family and they were barons, wealthy family, very wealthy, and they tried to change the destiny of this place. Well, for few generations they did, because this place was populated as well, and 300 doors, so you can understand how many people were living in the castle. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the 17th century, so 1680, that was the year, they had to abandon the castle because they went bankrupt. They had to pay a lot of taxes, and they couldn't afford these taxes. So they abandoned the castle and they went there to the opposite side of the river, to the other side of the river, and they maybe rebuilt a new castle, but not so big. No, it wasn't so big. What happened? They started living there, and other families coming from Reggio Calabria or from other places tried to live in this castle, but unfortunately they couldn't afford these taxes. I was about to tell these fucking taxes. So sorry.
Yeah, we understand you.
Okay. These taxes.
Universal.
Everywhere we have to pay taxes. So they couldn't afford to pay these taxes, so they abandoned this castle. So for maybe 6 years, this castle was totally abandoned. Nobody lived in the castle. Until a very wealthy family from the court of Naples came here. They were marquis. Alberti was their surname, and they were very, very wealthy. A very wealthy family, so they could pay the taxes, and they started living there. The member of this family were the father, Domenico, and 2 siblings, the daughter, Antonia, and the son, Lorenzo. Their mother passed away a few years before because she was sick. Unfortunately, even the father got sick, and a few years later, he passed away. So Lorenzo, the only son, maschio, the only son, could rule the castle. But to rule a castle, he needed a wealthy wife. And he chose a very wealthy lady from the court of Naples. She came from Spain. Her name was Caterina Cortes. And they decided to get married in the castle. The ceremony lasted many days, or maybe a month, because it was very big. And people from the court of Naples, from Spain, from here around, they all came here to enjoy this wedding. Even the family, even Caterina Cortes' family came here. Her mother, her father, her brother. Her brother was Don Pedrillo Cortes. And during this ceremony, when he met Antonia, Lorenzo's sister, and maybe from the first meeting, he fell in love with her. And they decided to start dating with each other.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately,
I see where this is going.
is everything okay?
Why don't you sit there? Okay.
Okay,
Just have to shift our feet.
there was a member to the other side of the river. His name was Bernardo or Bernardino, and he also was in love with Antonia. So,
Ma non era Fernanda?
Fernanda,
No, Cortes come si chiamava?
Caterina è la moglie di Lorenzo.
Ah, ok.
Antonia è la sorella di Lorenzo.
Okay.
A soap opera.
You
So
have to keep track.
Yeah.
the other member of this family was in love with Antonia. But he didn't know because he wasn't invited to the wedding because they were fighting every day. I think because of the river, who had to sail or to cross the river first. Maybe that was the meaning that they were fighting every day. I don't know. But they didn't get on well with each other. So during these days, they started dating. And there was a servant who betrayed the family. And he went to the other side of the river and told everything to Bernardo. And he said, there is a new couple and maybe there will be a wedding soon. Another wedding soon. Because Don Pedrillo asked to Lorenzo if he could marry, he proposed him. And he asked to Lorenzo if he could marry Antonia. He said yes. Okay, another wedding was about to start. But this member of the family was so jealous that he couldn't control himself. So, the 16th of April, 1686, he entered the castle with more than 40 men, maybe 45 men, I don't know exactly. And he killed everyone. In a very cruel way while they were sleeping. So he was a coward. And even Lorenzo was killed in a very cruel way. He was covered by blood from feet to head, everywhere. He was covered by blood. Even his hand was covered by blood. And before passing away, he left his handprints on the wall, full of blood. Do you see the shape of this mountain?
Yeah.
5 fingers.
Oh, there you go. It's such a rude way. Okay.
Okay. Well, the legend says that this is Lorenzo's hand, the mountain. But the mountain is red and more or less brown, yellow together because it's sandstone and tuff together. That is the material. Therefore, the mountain has this color. But the legend, it says that this is Lorenzo's hand. But the show must go on because it is not finished yet. So what happened next? Lorenzo passed away. Antonia and Don Pedrillo were kidnapped from Bernardo. It's difficult because soap operas are difficult. Bernardo and Antonia, Bernardo kidnapped Lorenzo and Antonia, and they went first. They escaped to Reggio. And he could marry Antonia in secret. And the witness was Don Pedrillo. So imagine how pervert was this man. He was pervert. So what happened? Since the army of Reggio Calabria knew that there was this cruelty, this big massacre, they tried to save someone and they came as soon as possible here to save people. But it was too late because everyone was killed, except the servant and other 6 people. But karma exists because they cut their head and they hang their heads around the castle. And the legend says that if you come here the 16th of April, but at night, you will see those heads flying.
So sign us up.
6th of April. Come back.
At night, only at night. Well, after the Bernardino was, they wanted to kill Bernardino because he was the creator of this massacre, but he put Antonia in a convent first, and then he escaped. First to Malta, and then to Vienna. to Vienna, he was full of friends there, but they didn't know about his massacre. And he could become the captain of the army. And since there was the war during that period, he went to fight, and even there karma exists because he exploded because of a cannon bomb. So,
Because of a what?
a cannon bomb.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He exploded.
Good.
Yes.
I hate that when that happens.
Yeah. Sucks for him.
Instead, Antonia, I don't know about her, but the rumor is that or she committed a suicide because of depression, or she passed away because of depression, or she passed away because she was sick.
To marry her.
Yes, no, because she was in a convent. She couldn't marry anybody. She couldn't marry other men. I don't know, and I don't want to know because I don't care. Sorry. What happened? That it's full of legends. One, if you walk around Pentedattilo for 5 times, because 5 fingers, without stopping, you will find a treasure. Do you want to start?
Oh, where I have to start?
It's up to you. Another legend. If you come here the 16th of April, but at night, you will hear whispering voices or shouting people.
Heads hanging.
Maybe. Even the stone shaking. And another legend is that if you come here the 16th of April, the stone, since that they want to catch tourists.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's full of legends
Glad we
here.
are not here
We're
the
travelers,
16th.
we're not tourists, we're good.
This is the Massacre of Pentedattilo.
Oh.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.